Henlo, friends. My name is Liz, and I'm here to be your transformation buddy. This is my first video ever, and I'm so excited to be sharing with you. Also a little scared, but mostly excited. I'll do a separate video telling you more about myself, but for now, let's channel this new moon message. So yeah, I called a psychic the other day, and she literally told me to listen to Old Town Road. I honestly had like a what the fuck LOL universe moment, but then this morning I woke up with The Fool on the Hill stuck in my head. And I mean, y'all don't even know, I don't listen to the Beatles. I mean, I do like that song, but I don't just like listen to the Beatles. So I was singing in my head all morning and I thought, how do I even know these lyrics? Like, just from growing up with boomer parents and randomly hearing it in a grocery store or something. I thought, nah, son, this has to mean something. So I sat down and listened to the song and I looked at the lyrics and I felt like I was gonna cry. Like, honestly, because I heard the lyrics, "The fool on the hill sees the sun going down." And then I remembered that I literally have the Fool and the Sun tarot cards on my altar right now. And then more lyrics, "He never listens to them, he knows that they're the fools." I realized the message is the same as the tarot cards. This is a story of someone who is seeking their truth, standing their ground, being authentic, even though it's off-putting or weird to everyone else. Even though he's on this hill alone, standing out like a sore thumb, big Aquarius mood. He doesn't need to answer to them or even worry about the movement of the world around him. He sits perfectly still, up on a hill with a different perspective from an overhead view, knowing full well he is right in being himself, regardless of being seen as the fool. And that is the Fool card, isn't it? Stepping into the unknown, viewing things from the eyes of a child, newness, bravery, courage in being the authentic self, following a path because you know you need to, regardless of its consequences. Now, having listened to these lyrics, I thought, you know what, fuck it. I'll entertain the idea of Old Town Road being a legit message. So I looked it up. Now, clearly I wish bull riding and boobies, cowboy hat from Gucci was my reality. Okay, maybe not the bull riding part. But I'll be darned if these lyrics don't resonate. Fuck. Pride put aside. Alright. Can't nobody tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Yeah, I'm gonna take my horse to the Old Town Road and I'm gonna ride it till I can't no more. It's like the same message, of course. The universe was like, here's a message for you. And I was like, ew, no, not that song. So they sent me The Fool on the Hill, and I'm like, okay, I'll listen now. That's more familiar. So this psychic, who is Michelle Miche, by the way, shout out to her. She's been an incredible ally throughout my past year's spiritual awakening, which I'm still going through, by the way. And I'll do a video about Dark Night of the Soul and all that stuff later. But yeah, she's got a YouTube channel and also has a podcast called Awakenings. It's incredible. Check her out. But yeah, she also said to me, and I'll never forget, get out there and don't look back. And honestly, that's why I'm doing this video today. I'm putting myself out there. It's time to be vulnerable. So like, wow, fancy that. All three messages are pretty much the same and totally in coherence with the tarot cards that I have on my altar. Because those are two cards that I pulled for my energy this year of what I'm going to go through. I also pulled the Hangman and the King of Swords, which is, I would say, letting go. And again, stepping into that Aquarian energy of authenticity and speaking your truth and all that good stuff. So yeah, so what if my family doesn't understand? So what if the world doesn't understand? I'm a fool. I'm a weirdo. I'm an outcast. I'm like, you know, this queer, like, dark, light, yin, yang, full amalgamation of whatever the fuck. And if you're resonating with this right now, you must be a fearless outcast too, vibing on this Aquarius new moon energy. 2020 is a new cycle, okay? And this January new moon in Aquarius is almost like an initiation of rebirth. Cosmically supported by the Capricorn stellium, we've had to amp up the energy up to this month. Especially that Pluto and Saturn conjunction. That was fucky, huh? And the shift of Capricorn into Aquarius moves us all into new paths, new ideas, new ways of doing things. You may feel a fire in your belly to get a project started, or feel like, oh fuck, it's now or never. And well, shit's kind of real. Like, I mean, you can do it later, but honestly, now is the time. You're cosmically and collectively supported by the energy that we have right now. So I would get started and make changes now if you want to. So if you're an empath or spiritually in tune, you'll be feeling this vibe hard. We are entering the age of Aquarius. And Aquarius is all about the importance of individuality, independence, yet supporting the tribe. No more codependency. No more clinging to security and old baggage. The vibe now is all about tuning into your authentic self. And by being you and supporting your dreams, you participate in lifting up and evolving the collective. All this can, of course, be easier said than done. And if you're resonating with this, you are beginning to awaken to who you really are, which is a spiritual being, and figuring out that you have the deep I under the ego, as Eckhart Tolle talks about. This is a spiritual awakening, and part of this process is having to purge the ego's bullshit. So you may have been going through, or are still going through, a purging process. You might get sick. Like, I got this weird rash by my eye that just won't go away, like, for the past month. And I had a cold for like the past week. That's why my voice is like a little fucky. But you might be going through this purging process. I mean, yesterday I was paralyzed with fear all day and had to like cry and journal the heck out of my ego because this new paradigm doesn't support that kind of egoic fear. We have to purge it out. We have to let it go. That's part of the old paradigm. It's important here to remember that you need to let yourself feel these feelings, but don't stay there, you know? Like, do something to break out of it. Doubt and fear are natural, and even if you feel them every day, like, recognize it, be like, okay, I see you, bitch, but you need to move aside now. If you stay focused on your new beginnings, your highest good, you can move through those moments, and it'll only get easier to manage as you practice mindfulness. Anywho, now that we know the planetary vibe, entering this new cycle fearlessly and leading from authenticity, I want to briefly talk about messages from spirit, which you can say is universe, source, God, your personal spirit guides, ancestors, higher self, whoever, whatever is in your spiritual cohort. I mean, it's all just language anyway, right? It's just sounds that come together to form a meaning, and it's subjective. So if you want to say God and I say spirit, that's totally cool. For me, messages mostly come through dreams and music, which feels like something from my higher self. And it makes sense since my chart is ruled by Cancer in the 12th house, which if you don't understand what that means, that's totally cool. I'll be doing astro vids all along the way. But I'll also get these channeled downloads randomly throughout my day, which I believe anyone can access through practicing mindfulness, yoga, and meditation. Basically giving your brain quiet time to filter your thoughts and allow space for spirit to connect and communicate. The truth is that everyone is different, so you may get messages while playing sports or running, getting into a physical flow state while cooking or dancing, or when you're in church or taking a bath, whatever speaks to you in your unique constitution. Whatever allows you to get into a yin state of receiving. You may see angel numbers like 10, 10, 11, 11, 12, 12, or symbols, or you might like see the same word or name over and over. If you're a more visual person, you might see these more visual cues. You could also see very specific shapes in the clouds, or like you might randomly get a message through another person speaking, even like something that I might have said may have triggered this, where you just hear it and you just know and resonate with it, that it's real, and it stands out like it's being typed in bold, like just for you. That's source speaking to you. If it resonates, trust it. If you feel your third eye, solar plexus, and heart light up together, especially with an emphasis on your heart, you know it's resonating with your soul. This is your intuition confirming with you that shit's real. Getting to know yourself, learning how to separate thoughts from feeling and intuition, and then the integration of feeling and intuition can help you open up to more messages. If you don't understand how to do this, like I said, stay tuned on my channel because I can help. But there's also a lot of other amazing speakers out there already on YouTube, such as Michelle Miche, like I said, Queen Cup, Aaron Dowdy, and his friend Victor Odo. They're so cute. They're like spiritual awakening bros. Oprah has her Spiritual Sunday podcast. There's also Eckhart Tolle, all these people, and you can watch their videos on YouTube, Alan Watts. But yeah, where you're at vibrationally will also affect how you receive messages. If you're very attached to your ego, which is attached to the 3D, the physical world, you may receive more physical messages because spirit is trying to work with you with where you're at. If you're attached to the 3D, it's much harder to trust things you can't see, so you may be less likely to get these like random spiritual downloads. However, we're all actually in 4D, where spirit meets physical. And even if we aren't open to our spirituality like quite yet, we're still spiritual beings having temporary human experiences. So even if you are open to your spirituality, you can still receive messages more physically, like when talking to other people or through art or tarot cards, music, symbols, numbers, etc. If you're going or have gone through a spiritual awakening, you may receive messages more clearly in 5D, like I mentioned earlier, like through dreams and these downloads. That is, if you're aware of the 5D, the spiritual astral plane, and you're open to divine love and receiving messages clearly through direct contact to spirit and source, messages may come through during meditation, through dreams, random downloads, which I'll just explain quickly, are really just concepts, images, and thoughts that are channeled. They come out of nowhere, and you just feel and know they are true through soul resonance, which is confirmation from intuition again. Us humans, since we're physically bound to a 3D space right now, tend to want something physical to confirm a belief. That's why tarot readings are so popular. It's a physical representation of intuition. Like, you can learn the meanings for every single card, but if you feel something really strongly when you pull a card, that's what the message is, because it's really spirit triggering your intuition to speak to you. It's a physical representation, right? But it's still intuition coming through from spirit. So the goal of the spiritual path is to ascend the physical in a way and trust the spiritual. And this transformation is what I'm living for, honey. Trust, faith, self-awareness, believing in something greater than myself, death, rebirth, boobies, Gucci hats, horses. In conclusion, my advice for this new moon, open up to your higher authentic self. Do some meditation and ask, what's my purpose? What is my higher calling? What is my new beginning? How am I contributing to a better Earth experience? How am I contributing to collective consciousness illusions of what is supposed to be rather than following my dreams? Write down everything you feel, hear, see. Take note of any messages that come through throughout the week, because honestly, sometimes it doesn't come instantly. Sometimes you'll ask a question, you'll put it out there in meditation, and you might just like purge some mental chatter during meditation, and then you'll be doing something later, like even like cleaning the toilet, and you're just like, download, and then like go write it down. Especially take note of any confirming feelings in your heart space. We are literally vibing on the King of Swords, the Fool, Old Town Road, Aquarian energy right now. So go forth and venture towards your most authentic self to create an authentic, soul-resonating life, my guy. All right, thank you, fellow phoenixes, starseeds, fairies, rebels, outcasts, and queers for joining me on this journey. I'll be breaking down a lot of this stuff in other videos to get a deeper view, because I know this was kind of a lot, but you know, sometimes downloads be like that. It's just kind of like spirit vomit, I guess. If you have anything specific you'd like me to speak on, please let me know in the comments below. I'm pretty much open to anything. And don't forget to smash that mother truckin' like and subscribe if you want to see what else I have in store for y'all. Love, light, and namaste.